I'm Kayla and I'm doing my project on why athletes should stay in college. So, first off, I have a quote here from Will Rogers. He says, "When should a college athlete turn pro? Not until he has earned all he can in college as an amateur." So Will Rogers, he was actually a famous vaudeville and silent film actor back in like the late 20s, early 30s, and he was also a politician. He wrote many books and things, so he was like well known way back in the day. So my first question is, what is your current goal? Do you plan on staying in college or do you plan to want to go pro?
I want to go pro.
So your name?
Pat Malone. I'm a junior and I play football. And I plan on going pro. If not this year, well, I graduate then though.
Anybody?
My name's Kyle Sattal, man. If I get drafted after my third year, I plan on leaving
For what?
from college to pro.
To know what?
Baseball player.
Baseball players. So why don't you think you would not want to finish college and go straight to the pros?
I feel like if I'm up to my best ability in the game and, like I can compete on that level, then, why not come out?
I'm Brandon Fortenberg. I'm a grad student. I feel like, if you done did all you could do in college, you might as well get the money. Because if you stay, these colleges, they get money off you. So why not go get the money?
Okay. So if you weren't a college athlete and it had no influence on you, do you think that other athletes should stay and finish instead of going straight in?
No, because you don't know if you can repeat a year like you did if you get a chance to go play pro ball.
And the risk of injury for the next season.
Exactly.
Okay. So, college GSR percentages. Does anybody know what GSR is?
Grad student rating.
It is actually the graduation success rate. It was developed by the NCAA, developed the Division I graduation success rate in response to college and university presidents who wanted graduation data that more accurately reflected the mobility among all college students today. So they want to figure out the graduation. So what do you think the graduation rate for Southeastern is among their athletes?
Over 60%.
Of how much?
Over 60%.
I'd say over 80.
It's over 80?
I think so.
It is actually
I know it's high.
66%. So, out of all the athletes, only 56% of baseball players graduate. Only 43% of men's basketball graduate. 66% of football players graduate. Men's track 59%. Women's basketball 79%. Women's track 76%. Women's volleyball 86%. And softball 70%. So what do you think about LSU?
I bet it's higher.
About 40.
No, I bet it's about
It's lower.
70.
They got more people coming out getting drafted.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Telling you.
So 30, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
about 46%.
About 41.
80%.
Oh!
I said 80. Oh, I feel
But
good.
for baseball, 7% of baseball players graduate. 60% of their basketball players, 77% of their football players,
Look at
71% for men's track, women's basketball 100%, softball was it 83%, women's track 79%, and women's volleyball 92%.
That's ridiculous.
That's good to help them out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't help us out here, man.
So what do you think about ULM?
It's low. I bet it's low.
I'm
52%. I'm saying 40.
63.
63.
Let me find out you read the side. Let me find out.
So the baseball
Awesome.
players, 63%, men's basketball, 42, football, 54, men's track, 46, women's basketball, 73, softball, 82, women's track, 71, and women's volleyball, 63. All right. Now, what do you think it is for Duke?
Oh, it's high. 88, 88. I'm thinking 92%.
Probably in the 60s. It's probably in the 60s.
60.
52.
It is actually 98%.
Let's go.
Baseball, 100% of their baseball players graduate, 100% of their basketball, 92% of their football, 100% of their men's fencing, let's see, 92 men's track, 100 women's basketball, 100 women's fencing, 100 women's track, and 100 women's volleyball.
So
They actually don't have a softball team.
So you gonna tell
If you
me?
play sports there, you graduate.
Nah, you gonna tell me that they basketball players that get drafted after their freshman year?
I know. Who was it?
Austin Rivers.
Yeah, Austin Rivers, first year. What? Come on now.
And what do you think it is for Notre Dame?
100%.
100%. 100%.
Maybe not.
Absolutely.
99. Actually, they have 100% graduation rate in all of theirs except for football, which is 97.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
So there's a reason why their graduation rate is so high. It's because Notre Dame and Duke have such high graduation rates because of the process they use to select their athletes. You know how usually the athletic department selects who gets to be in athletics? Actually, at those schools, the academics. So if you don't have the academics, you can't. It doesn't matter how great of a player you are. If your academics aren't up there, they're not going to let you in.
I don't want to go there no way.
And then also, they do not redshirt. Does anybody know what redshirting is?
Yes.
They don't allow it at all. If you don't graduate in the 4 years, so they don't give you that extra chance. And also, the NCAA only requires you in high school to take 9 college prep courses. Notre Dame and Duke require you to take at least 14 to 16
To get into the school?
and to play.
They want too
But that's why their athletes, they have really great athletes if you see about it.
Oh, they ain't all that. See,
They
they
just
kicked by
smart.
Alabama.
much. They just smart.
Yeah, they just smart.
Alright. So these are some of the athletes that did not finish college. Some of them did well, most of them did well. So first off, Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin went to the University of Oklahoma from 2007 to 2009. During his years in college, he suffered many injuries that really could have suffered for him to being drafted. He received many injuries such as he had a sprained medial collateral ligament in his left knee, a torn cartilage in his right knee, which required surgery, and he had a concussion. He decided to opt out of his final 2 years of college to enter the draft in 2009. He was drafted first round pick for the LA Clippers, but during it wasn't even, it's like the preseason game, he never got to play the first season that he was drafted because he injured himself, he had to sit for the entire season. That could have really hurt him.
That's terrible.
Alright. And next, Ricky Williams. Everybody know who Ricky Williams is?
Where you graduating on?
He didn't graduate.
Oh, what school? Oh,
He attended University of Texas from 1995 to 1998. He was an education major and a prospect student athlete. In 1998, he decided he wanted to leave his junior year to enter the draft. He was a great player, but let the superstar status get to his head. So he thought he was so good and everything that nothing could ever affect him. But before the draft, he gained 200 pounds, and it was not muscle at all. So he just got fat pretty much. And he hired Master P as his manager.
Master Pig.
And then when he went to the draft, all the teams, they thought that he was seen to be as moody and immature. So he was drafted to the New Orleans Saints, but was injured regularly. In the second season, he broke his ankle and he was out for the entire season.
Yikes.
played for the Saints a few more years, and then he was traded to the Dolphins, where he played for 2 years. He then retired because he tested positive for marijuana for the 3rd time, and he wanted to save himself from humiliation. So he decided he just wanted to get out before they pretty much kicked him out. After a while, he did move to Australia, and he lived in a tent. And then he decided he'd come back to football, but I guess he really didn't want to, so he became a yogi, which is somebody who's very proficient in yoga. And Trick McCleary, he's a hockey player. He was drafted straight out of high school by the Ottawa Senators. In 2000, his career came to a halt. McCleary was attempting to block a slap shot when the puck hit him in the throat. It fractured his larynx, collapsed one of his lungs, and it closed 15% of his airway. He was never able to play hockey again, so what they did was they decided to make him a scout for the WHL. So, does everybody else know who Anthony Davis is?
Yes.
And he was drafted right after his first year of college. So does anybody know the requirements for being drafted to the NBA, NFL, and MLB?
I do. NBA, you have to go 1 year now. MLB, you have to go at least 3 or go right out of high school. And NFL, you have to go to college at least 3.
You don't have to go to college. If you don't go to college straight out of high school, you at least have to wait 4 to 5 years before you can get drafted. And then also for the NBA, even though you were 1 year out of high school, you still have to be 19 years old. And for the MLB, if you're in college, you must wait till your junior year or your 21st birthday. And if you go to a junior or a community college, you can get drafted anytime.
What? That's what the Bryce Harper dude did.
Yeah, he dropped out of high school, got his GED, went to junior college, went right after that.
Ain't that some
Dude, my age, I'm there making $40 million.
6, 7 things?
So,
Road to the league.
All right, and these are some of the athletes that did finish college. First off, Jimmy Graham and Lance Moore both played for the Saints. Jimmy Graham, number 80, tight end, and Lance Moore, number 16, wide receiver. Jimmy actually went to the University of Miami, where he played football and basketball, and he graduated with a double major in market and management. Lance attended University of Toledo, and he graduated with a degree in business. Also, Drew Brees, I do believe he graduated with Purdue, and I think he also had a degree in business, and then I think during the season he also went back to college and did another degree. And we have Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody knows about Shaq, LSU. He attended LSU from 1989 to 1992. He was drafted his junior year to the NBA, but continued to earn his degree in education while playing basketball. So, Shaq continued to play basketball for many years after that. He got his bachelor's, and in 2005 he earned his master's degree in education through online courses at the University of Phoenix. His passion for learning drove him to get his doctorate in education from Barry University in Miami. He wrote his thesis on the value of humor in leadership. And a quote from Shaq said, the reason why he finished school was 1, I promised my parents I would follow my passion for education. 2, I wanted to continue my education. And 3, I wanted to challenge myself. Shaq has also been said that he wants to go back and probably go to law school. So Shaq, basketball player, has a degree in education, wants to be a lawyer, and he's a cop.
Yeah, how you gonna be a 7-foot cop? Get out of the car. You drive down with a drop
And then Lolo Jones and Michelle Kwan. So everybody knows that Lolo's a runner for the Olympics and Michelle's an ice skater. So since we have a, what is your thoughts on women athletes and how they need to finish?
Since women's professional sports aren't very popular. I think women athletes should get their degree in college because there's not very many athletes that get to go pro in their sport or even have a professional league of their sport.
So, Lola was actually a very bright student who had good grades and played the cello in her high school orchestra, and she ran track at the same time. She decided to attend LSU, where she proved to be the best female hurdler, and in 2005 she earned her degree in economics. And she's also been to the Olympics 2 times? 2 or 3 times. And then Michelle Kwan, she was a professional ice skater since the age of 13. She was selected to compete in the 1994 Olympic Games. After that, she decided that she didn't want to compete anymore because she wanted to focus on her education. She attended UCLA, where she received a degree in international studies with a minor in political science. And she is also an ambassador to, I do believe, China or another Asian country where they have her go around and speak. So, a couple more slides. So, who knows who Phil Robertson is?
Who?
Phil Robertson.
This is how you quarterback.
Phil Robertson played football in our tech.
Does anybody know who he is now?
He is from Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, he's known for being on A&E's reality show Duck Dynasty. He's the father.
Terry Bradshaw.
So he's the guy with the.
No,
They all got a
They all got it, but he's the
He
the
started
dad.
over-
He
He
started the
started over
business.
Terry Bradshaw in college.
Robertson attended Louisiana Tech University, where he was the starting quarterback ahead of Terry Bradshaw. Bradshaw is known for playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers and being a 4-time Super Bowl champion. Robertson was a great football player, which caught the attention of the Washington Redskins. He turned down the offer to stay home and hunt ducks. Phil finished school and earned his bachelor's in physical education and his master's in education. Even though he did not pursue a career in football, he pursued his love and has been very successful. In 1979 is when he started his business, Duck Commander, and it didn't do so well because nobody really wanted to take a chance on him. But after a while, he built it up, and now it's like a multi-million-dollar corporation, and now he's his own reality show with all his kids. But he actually handed it down to Willie. So he just sits back at home and does nothing and collects money.
Player.
What's that? It's
Player.
duck call. That's how he gets the money.
Yeah. Player.
He just makes the calls.
He
Player.
doesn't even make them.
Player.
Still get paid for it. I need to do something like that.
And the next slide I have, it is a personal family friend who was an athlete. Well, I have a quote first. This was on Phil Robinson. It says, "But you gotta remember, my heart was then and to this day. Let me put it this way. Throwing a touchdown pass to a guy running down the sideline, and he runs down with the ball for 6, it was fun. However, in my case, it was much more fun to be standing down in some flooded timber with about 35 or 40 mallard ducks coming down on me in the woods. But that did my heart more good than all the football in the world." And then the bottom it says, "My idea of happiness is killing things." So it's like, even if you're a good player, but you know your heart's not in it, you can still be successful. You don't have to go pro to be successful. You can finish your education and do something else and still get money.
Word.
And then now, personal family friend is Chris Brown. He actually attended Texas A&M from 1979 to 1981, and he was a defensive back. He was a really good football player. He was catching attention from the scouts and everything from the NFL. But he was playing in a game against TCU when he tried to make a tackle with his head and he broke his neck. Luckily for him, he wasn't paralyzed or anything, and he was still able to walk. He had been playing football for 12 to 13 years and wanted to go into the NFL. He saw plenty of his teammates going to the draft and was devastated to lose his dream. Even though it was tough, he decided to focus on the fact that he didn't suffer from paralysis. He was really glad that he healed and was able to get a degree because Texas A&M put him on the medical scholarship. Because if you know, a lot of universities, they will not put you on medical scholarship. It depends on pretty much how great of a student you are or if they even allow that. Because if he would have got hurt, he probably could have just not gone to college and he just would have been finished. It took him 2 years to get over the fact that he could never play football again, and he earned his degree in business marketing. His advice to college students is to focus on academics. His accident was a blessing in disguise and caused him to do better in school. He also says to make sure no matter how great of an athlete you were in high school, academics come first in college. One game or one play can change the rest of your life. Okay, and then I have a few other questions, kind of going back through it. Do you think that red shirting should still be allowed?
Yes, because things happen.
I redshirted last year because I broke my wrist. So, are you talking about medical red shirts or?
Just red shirts, not medical wise. Like if you just want a red shirt.
Oh, well, that's all the decision of the coach. You have no decision.
Yeah, if the coach wants to give you a scholarship for 5 years and help you get your master's, I mean, more power to him. I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay, and do you think that college players should be paid to stay in college? Not a scholarship, but an actual paycheck goes in your pocket.
Man, they work us like this is a job.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. They work us to death.
They get paid off of it, why we
Yeah.
can't get paid?
Yeah.
Because you know that's like
We
one
put
of
food on
the,
their table, I'm saying, why we can't, you know what I mean?
so, let's see, so, how many of y'all say y'all want to go to the pros?
Everybody.
USA.
Okay.
USA.
Okay, so let's see, y'all play football, Football.
Basketball.
basketball, baseball, and softball. So say for instance you drop out your junior year, because I know that's the majority of the time somebody can drop out. Say you're a real good player, doing fine, catching everybody's attention, and it's the first game. All of a sudden, you fall wrong, you step on something wrong, and you break your leg and you can never play again. And you have not finished your degree. What are you gonna fall back on?
Your contract.
That
you
money
can
you got,
to-
that money.
Yeah. And in your contract, you can write into pay to
Right.
finish college if it doesn't
Yeah.
work out.
Word.
You can get an injury clause in your contract which says if you get injured within a certain amount of time, they'll pay for you to finish college.
Okay. Say for instance it's further down in years, and you're one of those athletes that's irresponsible with your money, and you don't know how to spend it right. You blow all your money off, it's gone, and then you get injured, and you have nothing to fall back on at all after that. You have no degree, no money, no nothing.
Back to the drawing board.
You become humble and you get a small paying job so you can work your way back up to it.
That's it.
Now what if you can't do that because you don't have the credentials?
Tough luck, you shouldn't have spent your money.
What do you
man.
I know, right?
Life lesson. You're gonna learn today.
So, would you have any advice for high school students who are thinking about this?
Stay in school. Do not drop out. Please.
So you're talking about you want to drop out and go to the
High
pros.
school.
You're talking about you want to drop out and go to the pros, but you're gonna tell them to stay in school.
She talking about college.
You talking about
I'm talking
college?
about high school kids for college and they're playing sports.
I feel like, I mean,
You have to do what you have to do. I mean, you
I
can
got-
always come back and finish.
I got 3 friends that got drafted out of high school, and both got high 6 figures to go and play ball, and they all got injury clauses in their contract, so if they get hurt, they can still go back to college. So I say if whenever you coming out, you got to have a number.
Yeah,
In the baseball,
set yourself
if
up.
they give you that number and set your contract right, you take the chance right there, and then if need be, you go back and you
It's
make
all
sure you
about
can manage your money. So, because you ain't gonna you can get hurt, you can blow out your knee your first spring training game in college, and then you're done for the rest of your life. But if you take that money now, you got the shot to get it.
Word.
Anybody else? No, no more? So, how do you feel knowing that you have one of your athletes here in the NFL draft?
I mean, with me being a football player, I feel like that's an advantage to me because he bringing attention to the football program, you know, which will help us out, and you know.
I mean, with the publicity of having somebody in the draft, that gets you better recruits anyway,
Yeah.
still too.
And also, how do you feel about the former quarterback from Oregon coming to play football here at Southeastern?
It's just more recruits seeing
Better win.
come here.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
If he puts his trust in to come here, I mean, why should recruits do it?
Now, what if he brings all this, but none of y'all get attention? How would y'all feel about that? Because they're putting all their attention on him. How would you feel about
I
that?
mean, we grown. Yeah. But I feel like it ain't just gonna be like he getting all the attention.
You know, I mean, football wise, I mean, I hope y'all get a bunch of attention.
Yeah.
Baseball wise, we're gonna get each sport's gonna get their attention with their success. So I mean, they ain't even doing nothing right now. So
Yeah.
all the success is in the spring sports.
If you doing what you gotta do, you know, jealous and shit.
I mean, in the fall, we baseball and all the other athletic sports are the football team's biggest supporters. We get every game, stuff like that, so it don't matter.
I think I'm finished. And thank you all for participating.
You're very welcome.
My name is Jeremy Lill. I'm playing football for LSU. I'll be majoring in business.
Do you think that college players should finish college, or would you prefer them to go ahead and go into the draft before finishing?
My personal outlook on it, I think that players should think out what's best for them. Say if it was me, I would end in the draft early. And, you can always go back to school. I feel like I don't want to miss out on my opportunity, so I'll go ahead and draft my junior year for change.
So, every time that you stand up and all of them, they went to the draft their junior year, and then you feel that that's what they should do, even though they probably could have had a better experience if they would have stayed in there and played and got their championship.
Well, them guys just named all of them be first rounders, so it really didn't matter if they stayed and had the experience throughout that year. They had the opportunity to leave early and make money, so everybody wants to make money. It's a big business to make money in the NFL.
So what about those that don't think might get picked in the first round, like maybe Wayne or somebody?
Second, third round draft. It's a draft. Like, you don't get paid regardless. It's a lot of money. It's more than you make in college. College players don't get paid by athletics, but they get paid by scholarship and the money they receive. So everybody wants to make money. Everybody knows after their career's over, they can always go back to school for that 1 or 2 more years and finish their major.
So what if one of them got hurt, say for instance, or you playing in the, what if you don't even what if you get to the draft and then they kick you off the team before you even get to play? What you gonna do then?
You gotta go back to school and get your education. That's the next thing left. You can give up right there. You can go back to school and finish what you started in school and try to make a career out of that.
So like, what if you don't get the opportunity? Like, you don't have enough money to go back after you didn't quit.
But once you leave college, they pretty much handle everything for you because you enroll, but you still got the opportunity to come back and finish. You wouldn't have to pay because you have a scholarship to begin with. So everything else after that, it was still financed by a scholarship.
So, like I previously asked some of the Southeastern players, do you think that college students should be paid to go to school, not like a scholarship, but actually paid?
Yeah, it's a debate now. College players should be paid or not. Whether they get a lot of national TV time. I think guys feel like they should be paid.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team